for people listening right now, other runners, what's your best advice you would give them for training? Would it whether it's mentally or physically?
Yeah, so I think the first thing is to discover what your why is, discover your purpose, and we've covered that. And the second thing is to build a support network, because this is something that I really encounter a lot with the athletes that I work with. So the typical person that I work with has a family, and has a career and a lot of responsibilities, and so they've got a lot of things up in the air. And so if they're getting into ultra running, and then I'm asking them to put in X amount of hours a week, whether that be 6 or 7 hours a week or 15 to 18 hours a week, there is going to be some tension with their other responsibilities.
Mm.
And so the
Yeah.
most important thing they can do is start to build their support network. They can start to communicate to their spouse, to their children, to why they do this and why it's important for them, and how it fills their cup and how it makes them a better person, and how it in turn adds value back to their family. And that support circle really will help people stay engaged with the training process, and they'll find a lot more joy and fulfillment in the training and racing process whenever they have the support of their loved ones.
Mm.
And then the third thing is to, from a training aspect, is to be specific. I think there's a lot of different things that we can do in training, but the more specific we can be in our training process, um, if you're running a prime example, I see this all the time, uh, 50K or 50K trail. Well, a lot of times, if you're brand new to the ultra or the trail running scene, it's like, okay, well, I'll just take this marathon plan and I'll add a little bit of extra mileage.
Yep. Yep.
And, my first 50K was double the amount of time of my marathon. At the time, I was a 3-hour marathoner, and my first 50K was like a 6:30.
Mm.
So you just can't take the same training approach for a 6.5-hour race that you take for a 3-hour race. And so the more specific we can train for the demands of the event, if it's a trail race, we got to get on trails. Um, um, if we got a certain amount of vertical or elevation change per mile, we got to find ways to train at that elevation change per mile. So the more specific we can be closest to the race, the more prepared we are to meet the demands of